equations today. So we have taken the time to solve one-step equations. We've taken this time to solve two-step equations. So now we're just going to kind of build on that, and we're going to solve multi-step equations. So remind me quickly how we know the order in which to solve an equation. SAD map. Good job. Backwards order of operations. We go SAD map to isolate the variable. All right. So let me start with one that we've kind of already looked at. Let's say I had 8x minus 3x minus 10 equals 20. So we've had ones like this that had more than one variable on one side. One variable.
This weekend is 10:30.
I know. On one side. All right, stay focused, guys. When I have more, and when I say more than one variable, I mean the same variable, but I got two of them on the left side here. So as I look at this, what do I need to do first? Because before I SAD map, I need to do something first.
You need to combine the right.
I need to combine my like terms. So what I'm going to say is when you see this situation, I want to simplify each side before I solve. Simplify each side first. I'm going to give you a second to catch up with me.
8x minus 3x.
Exactly. So these are the two terms that I'm going to combine. So what is 8x minus 3x?
5x.
5x.
Minus 10.
So now my question to you is, when y'all are done playing, tell me. We'll do math. All right. So I want to go SAD map. What do I do first?
Do minus 10 on each side.
Close. You add 10 because I have to do the opposite to get it to go away, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm subtracting 10, then the opposite of that is to add 10. And if I do it to the left, I also have to do it to the right. This cancels because they're opposites, yes?
Yes, it's 5x equals 30.
Is anybody confused on that step?
This looks like I'm the only one paying attention.
All right, look at next. X is still not by itself. What is?
To divide 5.
I divide by 5 because right now 5 is being multiplied. So I would divide. How do I check to see that that is correct?
Plug in x plus.
You plug it in. Go back to the very beginning, okay? 8 times 6 minus 3 times 6 minus 10 equals 20. So what is 8 times 6?
48.
What's 3 times 6? So now left to right, 48 minus 18 is 30. And 30 minus 10 is 20. So does it check?
Yes.
Yes,
If
it
you go
checks.
to the board, like just right here, make it easy. But when I have my quiz, I like.
Well, you have to you got to go home and practice with it.
I know. I have to practice with it.
Because you watching me and understanding when I do it, that's because I understand what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So like, that's why it makes sense. But you have to practice. That's why we have homework and math and so much classwork and practice.
So we got homework.
All right. Mm-hmm.
On this.
Yeah. All right, let's look at another scenario. So I told you you're going to have to distribute on...
What happened?
I told you you're going to have to simplify on each side because my brain's jumping ahead because I'm thinking about what we're going to have to do.
What you mean?
Let's say I have something like... this. My question is the left side simplified?
The left side. Whoa. I mean, you don't have.
Yeah.
I see some parentheses there. Okay?
Wait.
Huh?
Wait.
Because inside the parentheses is a variable. Okay? So when you see parentheses, okay? When you see parentheses with a variable inside, I'm going to have to do what we call
Distribute it properly.
Have y'all learned distributing? Do you remember
I
distributing? Okay, so what distributing does is when I'm multiplying to something in parentheses like this.
Oh, you have to do X times 6.
Not X times. I'm going to take the 2 in front. Okay.
2 times X, 2 times 6.
Yes, I'm going to distribute it to multiply to both pieces in the parentheses. So I'm going to just rewrite this 7x here. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 6 is,
Plus 2.
what's 2 times 6?
12.
12. Okay, so when I distribute, the number in front gets multiplied to both pieces in the parentheses.
Wait,
so over here, yep.
over?
Okay, so in the problem I had 2 times x plus 6, right? What that really means is that is 2 times x plus 2 times 6. That 2 has to multiply to everything inside. Okay, and then I simplified that to 2x plus 12.
My hand hurt.
Now look at the left side. Now the left side looks like what we just did, right? I have 2 variables on the same side. What do I need to do?
Combine.
Combine the variables first. So what do I have?
7x plus 2x.
Which is
9x.
9x plus 12 equals 39. Now I'm ready to sad map my equation.
You minus 12 on both sides.
Exactly. I'm going to subtract 12. Once you see that x is only in there one time, I'm ready to go sad map, okay? So I heard you subtract 12, and that is correct. So the 12 is gone on the left. And on the right, what it was 39 minus 12?
27.
Yes?
Yes. So you divide.
And now you're exactly right. You divide by 9, and so you get 3. Remember, as you look at this, when I'm checking your homework or when I'm looking at what you do, the work you do, these are the steps I need to see when I'm talking about showing your work, okay? I'm modeling what I want you to show here. Let's see. Let's do another one. I want you to, let's kick it up a notch. Actually, before I do, let me show you this scenario.
Yes, ma'am.
This one looks a little bit different. What's different about this one?
It's subtraction.
Oh, that is a subtraction. It's outside this parentheses is actually a -7 instead of a +7. But you were right. You were absolutely right. It's a subtraction there. So what happens is I'm gonna distribute the negative with it. Okay. Okay, because really this is like saying plus a negative, right? Remember, I'm sure y'all were taught same, change, change.
Yeah, like
Okay.
flip, something like that. Same.
When you're subtracting is a positive number is the same thing as adding a negative number, okay? So I can distribute a -7 through here. So I'm going to keep my 4x. Now distribute because of the parentheses. What do you have?
-7x.
-7x, and you're getting ahead, but you're right. When I multiply here, I've got -7 times -2.
You get 14.
I get +14. Does that confuse anyone?
Me.
Okay, you gotta watch those signs. Because I'm distributing a negative through here, I'll end up with -7 times -2, and a negative times a negative is a positive. All right, what do I do now? Okay, so what am,
X is 7. -7.
which is,
-3.
That's correct. Now what?
You subtract 14. Yeah.
So I have negative 3x equals 12.
And negative 3. Yeah, x equals 4.
Negative 4.
Negative 4.
Okay, watch those signs. If you get tripped up on these kind of problems, it's going to be where the signs come in.
Oh my gosh, do you know when you did 3x divided by like negative 3? I've just been putting like the normal deposit. That's why I'm getting 6. Okay. I'm freaking that.
Alright, let's look at another. Let's throw a fraction in here because y'all love fractions, right? We love fractions.
No, don't. You eat. Yeah, no.
What do we do?
Hold on, let me write it.
I heard distribute, and I would distribute here as well.
Look, you would do like 3 over 4x.
Yep. But look, how do I multiply 3/4 times 6?
6 a fraction.
Let me show you a little trick real quick. Because as we get closer to the EOC, I want you to learn what your calculator can do for you, okay? Yeah.
Okay, I think last year she told us to like to put 3 and like divide by 4. And,
Yes, that's what we're going to do. All right, so I want you to take that calculator out.
and then 9 over 2. Because like that's what my calculator does. Don't run.
All right, so I want you to take that calculator out for a minute, the TI one. Didn't I click to? Give it a minute, it takes it up.
Wait, so how do we put fractions on this calculator?
I'm going to show you.
Wait, I got 9 over 2.
All right. When you input a fraction into a calculator, okay, it always goes in parentheses, always, always, always. And the slash is actually just a division sign, so it's 3 divided by 4. What was it? Yeah, 3 divided by 4. So if I input 3/4, I do parentheses 3 divided by 4, close parentheses.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wait, is the answer 9 over 2? Just me, I'm about to slash.
Huh? The slash is division.
Oh.
Okay? So 3 divided by 4. Okay? And what did I need to multiply that by?
6.
Negative 6?
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Don't put the minus sign. That's subtraction. This little button down here, so I'm going to do times. This little button down here is negative. Okay?
Negative 4.5.
Times negative 6. And enter. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Huh? This little button right here under the tree. Okay. Here's the thing. When I start fractions, I want to end in fractions, okay? I don't want to go from fraction to decimal. I want to keep fractions. Did you put this in parentheses? 3/4
See,
divided.
I can put mine in a fraction. So like that's just No, I got negative 9.
I think you did minus instead of times. This is the negative right here. Did you use this button or did you use this button? Okay, so I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay. I'm going to show you a little trick. I hope at some point in your math career thus far, someone has showed you how to enter a fraction like that. Maybe you forgot, but now this kind of reminds you.
See, I can get negative 5, bro.
Yeah.
I can get negative 5. I wouldn't do this day. Yeah, I swear to God, yo. Good morning. What you did this weekend?
I bet I know.
See, what you did this weekend?
You're rounding. You're rounding. It was such a rounding. All right, so I need to get this back in a fraction, and rather than me taking the time and maybe messing up, I want everybody to push the button that says math.
Where?
See the button under the green button that says math?
Whoa.
Push that button, and the very first option, everybody stay with me, says fraction, okay? So I want you to hit enter, and then hit enter again.
9 over 2.
It puts it back into a fraction for you.
No, mine's simple.
Okay?
See, I was right.
All right. All right, everybody right now, 3 over 2 plus 2 over 5. On your calculator, I want the answer as a fraction, an improper fraction if you need to.
19 over 10.
All right. Make sure everybody gets the right thing, okay? Remember, 3 over 2 plus
I got 1.9.
2 over 5. I want it as a fraction. So math, enter, enter. 19 tenths. Everyone needs to make sure you can get that right now.
Yes, I can. How do you do fraction?
It's divided by. So put it in parentheses. And the fraction is divided. Oh yeah, you can do it that way. And then
If we press enter, then it's simplified.
guys, I really want you to see how much time this is saving you, okay? This is an addition problem. Addition problems mean I need common denominators, right? So I would have had to have come in, found the common denominator, combined the numerators over the common denominator, and then simplified the fraction. But instead, my calculator's done everything for me, okay?
Good job, we have to show our work, though.
All right, when we get to this point, I'm good with you leaning on the calculator to do this. I want us to always spend some time in the beginning going over fraction properties. It's good to know how to do it as far as in a situation like a test where you're timed. It's good to have that, even if it's just to check your work too. All right, so let's go back to the problem that we were working on, the problem in green up here. We did 3 over 4 times negative 6. Negative 4.5, but I definitely want a fraction, so I hit my math, enter, enter. And I get negative 9 over 2. Now, watch what happens. Up here, to get x by itself, what do I need to do first?
Give me a second. Add 9 over 2 to both sides.
Add 9. Don't let the fractions intimidate you. You have a calculator in your hand that can handle this, okay? So I'm going to add 9 over 2 to both sides. Okay? The left side, we know it's gone, and I have 3/4 x. But on the right side, I need to add 12, bless you, 12 plus 9 over 2, and I want it back as a fraction.
I got
33 over 2.
33 over 2. Is that what everybody got?
That's what I got.
I got that.
12, guys, plus 9 over 2. Again, I don't want a decimal because I start with a fraction. I want to finish with a fraction. So math, enter, enter.
33 over 2.
All right. I'm still not done. I've got to go back to when I was solving those one-step equations. Okay? When I solve those one-step equations, how do I get rid of a fraction that's being multiplied in the front?
You multiply it.
It's your favorite word. Reciprocate it. Reciprocate it or reverse it. Yeah, or reverse it. So what I'm going to do, and again, when I do this, I have a calculator to help me, right? I don't know yet.
Well, you're laughable. I never did that. Ain't it? You know that.
All right, so I'm going to do my 33 over 2. And the nice thing about these calculators is because I already have this in here, then I can just say, oh, hit the times button, and it says take that answer and multiply it by
Whatever else you gotta put in.
4 over 3. Remember, you have to remember the parentheses with the fractions. Otherwise, order of operations take over.
Do you have to do 4 over 3 or 3 over 4?
You have to flip it.
Okay.
Because remember, we had to reciprocate it to get rid of it. Okay.
I had to figure something.
Enter. What is the answer?
22.
22. So it started out kind of but it ended up that x equals 22. And if you multiplied this out, 33 over 2 times 4 over 3, you would get 132 over 6, which would reduce to 22 for you.
Like, homework on this.
Okay. All that, we got 22. If I wanted to check this, I would need to go back
Yeah, rewrite the whole thing.
here. Okay?
That is crazy.
All right. Let me take just a second. I issue.